Hello, and welcome again to the Spiritually Divine and Inclined podcast, where we discuss everything that's underneath the skies that always lead back to the spirit. Okay, hello, people. I only did one podcast, so please don't judge. Don't judge. Okay? But I wanted to come back and do a little speaking with you all about accountability. I noticed that I touched it on the first podcast that I did, but this time I just want to go a little bit more into the actual accountability part instead of having my introduction to myself and this channel with that. So now I just want to at least stay focused on accountability. Now, my people, my love bug, please tell me, why is it that when we say the word accountability, people look at you and feel like you done brought up COVID? Like somebody, you say something about accountability, or you look at somebody and ask, excuse me, are you not gonna approach the elephant in the room? Are we just gonna sit here and ignore what you just did? You know, okay, so why is that? Tell me, why in the hell is it that people look at you like you just coughed on them? Like you got COVID and you just coughed up the biggest goddamn COVID cough bubble from out your lungs and just splurred nothing but BS upon them. And when they're the ones sitting in the BS, because it's like, honey, I know if you ain't going to take accountability for doing me wrong, honey, I know you ain't take accountability for doing yourself wrong. And boom, right there. That's where our number one flaw lies at. Not taking accountability for doing ourselves wrong. Now, people, the reason why I say that is because 9 times out of 10, that is the biggest number one blockage for people. They don't like to take accountability for making the wrong choices and effing up in their life. You fumbled something? Cool. Just say, oh, shoot, I fumbled that. And next time somebody throw you the ball, just don't fumble. Catch that mug, cuff, and run to, get that touchdown. Okay? Every person that has a ball launched to them don't always catch it and keep it in their hands. Mind you, every great football player had to start somewhere, and even those have buttery hands sometime, okay? But I guarantee you they tell their fans, I'm sorry, I just had an off day today. That's taking accountability though, ain't it, people? I had an off day today. I wasn't thinking like I properly was normally think. I listened to somebody tell me a rumor because I had wanted to believe the rumor because deep down inside I had fear. My own fear. You know what I'm saying? Because not trying to be funny, people. Yeah, people read energy. You got to fear something. I mean, sometimes people will run that down to death. You know what I'm saying? That's how life be. Just saying. But if you stand up and take accountability to the fact that you be like, okay, I got this flaw. That's me. I need to check on that. I need to work on that. But that's taking accountability. And people be like, oh, people say, I'm healed. You're not healed. You ain't even taking accountability for the flaws that you did to yourself to even put you in a situation where you were broken, bitter, brought down from off your own high horse. You get what I'm saying? And everybody can, and not trying to be funny, it's not meant for everybody. Don't ride horses, okay? So even if you're not sitting up high, baby, sit as high as you can, because you might not ride horses, but you might ride a big ass 18-wheeler truck, baby. That's sitting higher than the horse, okay? So I'm just saying, people, just sit up here and start thinking about true healing. True healing means, and everybody that's healed say, it's to go find yourself. Find what made you mad. Find out what made you hurt. Well, find out what makes you happy. Find out, what makes, not only what makes you sad, happy, grateful, joyful, appreciative. You got to know the negative stuff too, honey, because that's the only way you can address it if you take accountability to it. You get what I'm saying? If you address it, therefore you're able to change it. If you really want to heal, you're able to change it. You know what I'm saying? And not being healed and doing certain things or repetitions of certain things is the karmic cycles. Do you get what I'm saying, you guys? And excuse my dog if y'all can hear him in the background. He's actually outside barking. But anyway, back to the conversation. We have to sit up here and we have to take accountability for all the wronging that people have done to us, for all the hurt that people have done to us. And a lot of us don't even take the accountability because we know we allowed it. But as soon as you sit there and say, you know what, I allowed it because I was still hurting because of this, guess what? That's forgiving yourself because you took the accountability. Y'all, here we go again. Somebody don't want me to get this out. It's because you took the accountability to love yourself truly, to even confront your flaws. You get what I'm saying? That's and then let's not forget self-love. People think self-love is just, I take care of my skin. I get my nails done. I get my feet done. I'm doing this for myself. No, baby. What about that self-love to that spirit? Your vessel, your physical, the materialistic part of you is getting that self-love. But spiritually, your soul, your spirit, are you giving that true self-love? Are you watering it like a plant every day? Are you giving it that sunny D? And for people, I ain't talking about having your mind in the gut. I'm not talking about penises and all that other stuff. When I say sunny D, I mean that sunny delight, that vitamin D from the sun that you get to be enlightened from. Because that's where you get your wisdom from. The sun beams down on your crown chakra. That crown chakra absorbs that frequency up. And that's what also helps enlighten you. I'm trying to figure out, how do people get the enlightenment if you keep having your hair covered up with wigs, hats? I don't care if they say you're not supposed to show your hair. Not trying to be funny. I don't care what people say, because back in the days, I'm pretty sure when we started walking around in a physical vessel, I'm pretty sure they didn't come out with physical vessels like the physical bodies, where soon as the physical bodies drop, we have the new veils for the head and we have the new body wraps. It didn't even come up like that. I mean, because for one, you think about it, you have to take certain plants and they have to go through a certain chemical process to even break down certain materials to make a garment. So even back then, they probably used leaves that they put together. Then you got to think to yourself, how did they paste the leaves on? I mean, hey, back in them days, they probably rolled around and got there and go and stuck mud. And you know what I'm saying? I would have, because, mud hardens. That's hardened. You can crack that, go on, cut yourself on a good piece of mud, okay? So I'm just saying, remember that a lot of this stuff that we were taught was just to modify our train of thinking, our train of thoughts. So, because like I used to tell people this before I stepped into my divinity. I used to tell people this: I'm sorry, but when you're not going to be able to convince me, when God gave us these vessels, He gave us a Bank of America, a townhouse, a section for the rich people to live in with their mansions. No, all this stuff was man-made, okay? But what is spiritually made is that spirits. Give you some self-love. You quick to love that car. You quick to love another person's body part or what they can give for you or to you, for you at that moment. Love yourself enough to be not, here go another big word, you guys, Stop being codependent. Okay? If you're codependent, you're not vulnerable enough to be to yourself, which means 9 times 10, you can't even sit and be alone by yourself for a good 2 weeks by yourself. I bet you if you get sick and you had to be and got that going your little bubble for 2 weeks, and you probably go crazy because don't nobody want to be around you because you're sick. See, be sovereign. Learn to sit by yourself. Therefore, that's giving yourself self-love spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Fasting also gives yourself self-love spiritually. Also, being around people that is in a self-love moments. Notice I made it plural because a self-love doesn't happen just on Sundays. It don't happen just on Saturdays and Sundays. You have to have self-love every day. Being on your spiritual hygiene. That's part of what? Self-love demonstration to your spirit. Okay? Let's learn how to detoxify ourselves from the toxicity. Okay? Let's learn how to do that, because codependency is one of the biggest toxics. Yet again, codependency is yet one of our biggest topic of issues. You know, when they be like 99 problems but ain't one. Okay, let codependency be not one of those problems, because see, if you're not if you're codependent and you're not independent, what happens is when you're in a relationship, any kind of relationship, but it could be your boss, your co-worker, your husband, your wife, your cousin, your whoever, your kids, your grandkids, I don't care. It could be your dog. If you depended on that one or however many things, and when you don't have it, you'll crash out. That's what the little kids calling it nowadays. Crash out. Back in my days was, I'm tired. I'm about to crash. I ain't got time for this mess no more. But nah, people, what they call 5150 now, I mean, back then, it's got daggone crashing out. So instead of just spazzing on people, and because I don't know if some of y'all know this, but some people, I believe in spiritual work because I'm a spiritual person, a spiritualist. Okay, that means I keep it real. It's realistic. People do black magic. People do voodoo. It ain't just all about mixing ingredients and putting stuff together. The power of the tongue is real serious, especially for those that live by it. Okay, but see, if you're going to have the power of the tongue, and instead of speaking negative about the person that you're codependent on because they decided to get up and leave you, speak positive over yourself and be like, that's called an affirmation, and to motivate yourself. Okay. Say, instead of speaking negative, say, you know what? Today I'm going to learn to be more dependent on myself, on what I can control and not control. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, that's a whole another conversation right there. Okay. But that's still part of the accountability. Like if you learn that you got a codependency problem, because that's actually an entity. Excuse me, y'all. An entity. I was trying to be too freaking particular and shit. Is that even a word? Particular? But y'all know what I'm trying to say. I create words, okay? Y'all gotta admit, pertiking, that sounds pretty goddamn genius right there. It's like pertiking. I'm gonna start using that. But anyway, back to what I was saying, because I was getting off key. We gotta learn to just stand and notice that negative feelings, negative stuff, those are demons. They have names. They be like, oh, you have to know the demon, the name. Nigga, I know if I'm lazy, nigga, you're lazy. You're the spirit of laziness. Get out of me. You're the spirit of codependency. Get out of me. You're the spirit of daggone alcoholism. Get out of me. You're the spirit of drug addiction. Get out of me. That's all you need to know. That's all you need. You the spirit of obesity. For them people that are overweight, spirit of obesity get out of me. You start doing that, you want to gonna start eating healthier. You want to be more motivated to do a little bit more for yourself. You start doing this. Next thing you know, you're gonna be looking like Grace Jones at the body, or Angela Bassett or somebody. Okay, Madonna or somebody. I mean, because these are older females. I'm just saying. Look at Cicely Tyson before she is she still living? She died, didn't she? Anyway. Look at these older people and how they look good. That's because they stopped dealing with so much toxic. Okay, if you're gonna pick a war, pick one that you can win. Like me, I ain't gonna lie, I got the demon and the spirit of cigarette smoking. And that's worse, y'all, because I'm laughing and my spirit said, bitch, that's cancer, and you laughing. But I'm praying that off for me, you guys. Okay. Manifestation doesn't help praying a demon off of you. Okay. Just saying. But I'm in the process of that. Like I said, I'm still in the process too. But I did want to acknowledge that, first you got to become accountable for shit. I smoke because when I get irritable, or when I want something like some weed, or when I don't even know, can I say that on the podcast? I mean, they legalizing it. But yes, when I want, because I do have medications that I take, and that is one of them. Okay. Now, that's for us for 20 years, okay? That's considered one of our medications to keep us sane, honey. Because one thing I would not do is live any kind of insanity of a life, okay? You're not going to have me thinking that I can change anything that's unchangeable. That's another topic, you guys. Stop trying to worrying about something you can't change. If you personally can't change it yourself, and I don't mean by spell words, chanting, speaking shit, throwing bones. I'm not talking about none of that spiritual stuff on that. I'm talking about physically, because everybody don't be on their spiritual level right then. So I'm talking for everybody. So therefore, which it still leads to the spirit, though, because I guarantee you it will help your spirit, your soul, what's in you feel good. Even a lost soul can come back, honey. I learned that a long time ago, okay? Even a lost soul can come back. That lost soul just got to want to find home, okay? So I'm teaching y'all to light that beacon in your own body, call yourself back to your own home, okay? Too many people looking for home in other people. Look for that shit in yourself. You require everything you need, every code, every access, everything you need to call home into yourself. That you don't have to be dependent on anybody, okay? Not even that damn bottle that some people be codependent on. Even like me, not even that pack of cigarettes that I be codependent on, okay? Because when I get mad and frustrated, I'm quick to roll up a cigarette if I ain't got a pack of cigarettes. I'm not going to lie. I smoke 420 substances, and so I got tobacco. You get what I'm saying? I will roll that real quick in some papers, okay? Just saying. That's my codependency. I'm dependent on cigarettes. So, others dependent. My spirit said, tell the truth here. I'm dependent on cigarettes and coffee, okay? I get hungry and I know I'm fasting. I get a cup of coffee real quick, some water and juice. But notice I said I'm dependent on coffee, okay? That's my get up and go, okay? And I have to stop having so much sugar in that, y'all, which totally sucks because I love my stuff sweet. And the ancestors, especially my grandmother, said, bitter is better, Tierra. Bitter is better. So I'm being better at being bitter with my coffee, not my spirit. Okay? Remember, if you got to be bitter, baby, put it in your food substances because that's going to help you healthier wise, okay? But spiritually, being bitter is not going to get you nowhere but to motherfucking Karmaville, okay? Because karma does not mind looping back on your ass. She one of them ones that will let you move 5,000 times and be like, poop. Oh, yeah, bitch, you thought I forgot. Yeah, I ain't forget. You see how I stuck up on you as a pimple today? Tomorrow it's going to be something worse. And then after that, it's going to be something worse. And then after that, it's going to be something worse. Trust me, I had my share of karma, y'all. Trust me. I'm human. Of course, I had my share of karma. That's why I'm able to tell y'all, you really tired of that bad luck that people be swearing up there. I swear they're doing spell work to me. Nah, bitch, you did that to yourself. That's called bad luck. That's called all the bad karma that you did, and you didn't listen to your spirit team tell you not to do that. Leave that cigarettes and stuff alone. Cause trust me, I be having karma loop on me when it comes to these cigarettes, because some mornings I be coughing and wheezing, and some nights I can't breathe because I know it's the cigarettes. They cause phlegm in your chest and shit. Come on now, let's be for real. I can't sit up there and say, oh, that's somebody's dad going putting a spell on me. I put the own spell on me because I lit the cigarette. Do y'all get what I'm saying? You only allow what you allow. But anyway, y'all stop allowing these people to have dependencies and stop allowing you to be dependent on people. That's the main thing. I can understand a place and a thing. And I ain't talking about people private parts when I say thing. I mean like cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? Candy, you know what I'm saying? Food. But let's stop being dependent on people, y'all, because if that person dropped dead today, what you gonna do tomorrow? And I get to say that because when my son was personally taken from me, me and my family personally got to live that life. So what are you going to do if something is not guaranteed tomorrow? And I wasn't even really dependent on my son, but for certain stuff I was. That was my oldest son. And of course, you're going to be reliable, want certain things your son to do for you. You know what I'm saying? So when he passed away, I missed the little small things like him taking the trash out for us and stuff like that. So I'm just saying, stop being codependent, people, because if that person was to drop and pass away on you tomorrow or today, what are you going to do? You going to wish death upon the world because that person gone? Or are you going to be healed to yourself and give yourself that proper healing to saying, you know what? I depended on this person, but why? Why did I depend on this person so much? That's what accountability come at, people, because now you got to dig in your inner childhood or whatever that caused that problem. Because I'm pretty sure if you depended on people, this is not the first person you've ever been dependent on. You get what I'm saying? So you need to figure out, what is it? Because some of us had fear of abandonment. That was one of mine, people. I used to have a fear of leaving people behind. Now I don't give two shits. Deuces, two poots, and the wooses. You get what I'm saying? But anywho, that's just what I'm saying, y'all. And on the other hand, I don't want to make this too long because this video is already at 22:44 as we speak. I am getting ready to sit up here. And I'm getting ready to have this little podcast be done with. And I just want y'all to take that. And I just want y'all to just meditate on those words. Accountability. Codependency. Dependent. Independent. Yeah. Have your spiritual adequacy. Okay? But until next time, you guys, thank you again for tuning in to the Incline Divine. See, y'all, I didn't say that all wrong and stuff. The Spiritually Divine and Inclined podcast, where we talk about everything underneath the sky that always leads you back to the spirit. I almost messed that outro out. Actually, I did, but we human, okay? At least y'all know I ain't no freaking robot now. You get what I'm saying? But until next time, you people, I love you all. Bless. And until the next podcast, y'all work on your homework. Remember those words to help define yourself and define who you really are. So, too much healing, too much love, too much joy, peace. We're out.